Hello everyone, my name is Ramchandra Reddy. You are watching Reddy Computer. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the unimolecular nucleophilic substitution, which is called as SN1 reaction. First, I will write one equation: CH3 CH3, which is tertiary butyl bromide. This carbon is tertiary carbon, so I let T or tertiary. 4 carbons are there. Tertiary butyl bromide. This on reaction with CH3OH. This is called as methanol, which is acting as solvent. This combined together, these two molecules are combined together. Tertiary butyl bromide, methanol. The product is CH3 OCH3 here plus HBr. So this is the product here. This is the product. In this equation, if you observe, tertiary butyl bromide, methanol, and combined together, it can form the product plus the HBr molecule. In this case, in this reaction, this methanol itself will make the initiation. Methanol, which is acting as solvent, will start the initiation of the reaction. We are not taking a particular nucleophile in this. Solvent itself acts as nucleophile in this. Okay, in this reaction, solvent is act as nucleophile. This nucleophile will breaking the bond here. This nucleophile will breaking the carbon-bromine bond, and it is forming the product. So as this solvent is going to break the CX bond in this process is said to be solvolysis. This is said to be solvolysis. The meaning of solvolysis means, lysis means breakage and solvo means which is solvent. Okay, bond is breaking in the presence of solvent. That is said to be solvolysis. If you observe the rate of this reaction, rate directly proportional to concentration of the substrate. In substrate here, tertiary butyl bromide. This I will take as substrate. And this solvent itself act as nucleophile. Okay, this is substrate. This solvent itself act as nucleophile. That is methanol here, and we are getting the product. So in this reaction, solvent itself act as nucleophile. That is said to be solvolysis. If you observe the rate of this reaction, rate directly proportional to concentration of the substrate, and it is a independent of concentration of nucleophile. Okay, rate do not depend on the concentration of nucleophile. So if you observe the overall order, 1 plus 0, 1. So the order is said to be first order reaction. It is said to be first order kinetics. As it is a first order kinetics, this is said to be SN1 reaction. And also in the formation of the transition state, in this reaction, transition state do not have nucleophile concentration. Nucleophile concentration means to form the transition state, nucleophile will not play any role. That's why the concentration of nucleophile can be taken as independent. There is no role in the reaction of SN1 by the nucleophile. That's why as only one molecule, transition state do not have the concentration of nucleophile, but it has concentration of substrate. Substrate concentration is involved. Only one molecule is involved in the reaction mechanism. In the rate determining step, only one molecule is involved. That's why it is said to be unimolecular reaction. As only concentration of substrate plays the role and nucleophile do not play any role, so that is said to be unimolecular reaction. Unimolecular reaction. So that's why you can say this is unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. This is one type of substitution, nucleophilic substitution. In this, only one molecule is involved in the reaction mechanism. That's why it is unimolecular. And if you observe the rate of this reaction, order with respect to substrate is 1, with respect to nucleophile is 0. Rate do not depend on concentration of nucleophile. It depends only on concentration of substrate. That's why we rate as first order reaction. Okay, now we will see the mechanism so that we can understand how it is a first order, why this is not plays a role, why this is only involved in the reaction mechanism. So I will write the mechanism here. Mechanism same molecule, tertiary butyl bromide. Mechanism of SN1 reaction is several steps. It involves several steps. First, reactant in the presence of nucleophile convert into one intermediate. This intermediate again can be converted into another intermediate which may be more stable. Finally, it is converted into product. From this you can understand that it is a several step mechanism, multi-step process. Mechanism involves multi-step. It is a multi-step process, whereas in SN2 mechanism it is a single step. It is several steps or multi-step process, multi-step mechanism. Reactant can be converted into first intermediate. This can be taken as a slow step. Slow step nothing but rate determining step. And whereas this step is fast and this is also said to be fast. These two are fast steps, they can form the final product. And the first step, step 1, the mechanism of same tertiary butyl bromide, reaction with methanol, it can form the product. The same reaction I will take tertiary butyl bromide, the first step, which is the slow step, it can be undergo ionization. The first step involves ionization and it can form the carbocation formation. CH3 plus and plus Br minus. This step is said to be formation of carbocation. Formation of carbocation. Okay. First step involves formation of carbocation. Molecule ionizes into a carbocation and a leaving group. It can form a leaving group. Second step, step 2 is nucleophilic attack. It involves nucleophilic attack. Nucleophile, what is nucleophile we are taking here? Methanol. Means there is no particular nucleophile in this. Here we are taking the solvent. Solvent itself acts as here nucleophile. This nucleophile, I write this nucleophile attack here and it can form the one protonated product CH3 OH CH3. Okay. So final step is loss of proton, mean loss of H plus. So this molecule, it loses a proton after losing H plus, it can form the final product CH3 CH3O CH3. So this is the final product, tertiary butyl methyl ether. Okay. If you observe this mechanism involves, in the first step you observe this formation of carbocation. This formation of carbocation is slow step. Slow step nothing but rate determining step. Slow step always rate determining step. If you observe this slow step or rate determining steps, how many molecules involved in the slow step? Only one molecule. Only one substrate is involved in the rate determining step. If the only one molecule is involved in rate determining step, the rate can be written as rate is equal to only concentration of alkyl halide here. There is no nucleophilic role in this first step. Understood? The point is very clear. Rate can be determined only in the slow step. Order or rate can be determined only in the slow step. In this rate determining step, only one molecule is involved here as a substrate. If one molecule is involved, the order is said to be first order. The order is said to be first order reaction. That's why this is said to be unimolecular reaction, a unimolecular nucleophilic substitution. And where is the nucleophilic role in the second step? Second step, nucleophile will attack. After the formation of carbocation, next nucleophile will attack. This is first step. As soon as the nucleophile will form, nucleophile can immediately attack, it can form the product. Here, these carbocations are stable electrophiles. Carbocations are stable electrophiles. As soon as electrophiles are forming, this nucleophile immediately will attack, it can form the product. So this reaction is said to be fast. Finally, this proton will be lost to the same alcohol which we are taking as a solvent. Methanol will take this proton and we get the final product. Okay, so this is the mechanism of SN1 reaction. It is a multi-step process. It is not single step. First they has to form the carbocation, next only nucleophile will attack, and if it is a solvent like hydrogen it contain, the final step it lose one proton, it can form the product. Okay, in this reaction, if you observe this, which type of molecules can be preferred for the SN1 reaction? Which type of molecule we are taking here? Tertiary. Why we are taking only tertiary here? The order of reactivity of alkyl halides for SN1 mechanism. For SN1 mechanism, which type of alkyl halide should be taken? So how to determine the nature of alkyl halide in this? Formation of carbocation. Yes or no? Slow step will play the important role in the SN1 mechanism. Here we are getting carbocation. If this carbocation is more stable, reaction favors more in forward direction. So the order of reactivity of alkyl halide, which type of alkyl halides will involve more in the SN1 mechanism? Tertiary. Because if I take tertiary alkyl halides, they can form tertiary carbocation. If I take secondary alkyl halide, it can form secondary carbocation. Okay, but comparing to secondary, tertiary is more stable. That's why tertiary alkyl halides undergo more reactive, more fast in SN1 mechanism. So tertiary is more reactive than secondary than primary. But otherwise we write tertiary, secondary and primary, but practically this primary do not involve in SN1 mechanism. Because primary carbocation is least stable, so they will not involve in SN1 reaction. And another substrate I particularly mention in this, particularly the allylic halides. Allylic halides also involves in SN1 reaction. Why allylic halides involves in SN1 mechanism? Let us see. I will take one example. Allylic CH3 CH2 double bond CH CH2 iodine. This is allylic iodide. So as we know, in the SN1 mechanism, first step is a formation of carbocation. So in the presence of one base, one nucleophile, I am taking here methanol as a solvent, which itself acts as a nucleophile. This iodide is eliminated first in the first step. So CH2 double bond CH CH2 plus. In the first step, it will not play any role. Elimination of I minus. This is a carbocation. Which type of carbocation? Allylic carbocation. Allylic carbocation is resonance stabilized. This undergo like this. It can form CH2 plus CH double bond CH2. If you observe these two carbocations, these two are resonance stabilized. Resonance stabilized. Comparing to tertiary and secondary, these two are more stable because they are involved in resonance. So due to this resonance stabilization, allylic halides also is very reactive towards SN1 mechanism. And everything, alkyl halide, allylic halides, tertiary, secondary, all this involves in multi-step process. First step formation of carbocation, second step is nucleophilic attack. If you observe the energy and reaction diagram, this is reaction coordinate, and this is energy. If you observe the graph between energy and reaction coordinate, it can form the two peaks. This indicates that this is the first transition state, TS1, transition state of 1. Second is second step, which involves number of peaks indicates number of steps. This is the first transition state, this second transition state. Here, alkyl halides nucleophile involves, it can form first slow step. The energy, if you observe the activation energy is very high. Comparing to this activation energy, this activation is very high. So that's why it's said to be, this is slow step. First step is said to be slow step. This is a fast step. Fast step is what? Nucleophilic attack. And this is a carbocation formation. This is carbocation formation. So always remember that first step, which is slow step, ionization taking place. Ionization means bond breaking takes place. It can form a carbocation. Bond breaking, to break the bond, it requires energy. That's why the first slow step can be taken as endothermic. Okay, first step can be taken as endothermic because the first step bond is breaking. Whereas in second step bond is forming. If you see here, after formation of carbocation, nucleophile can attack here. If you observe this is methanol, in nucleophile attack here we get the product. In the product, the bond is formed between the carbon and nucleophile. If new bond is forming, that is said to be exothermic reaction. So second step is said to be exothermic process. Okay. So this way we can understand in this, the number of peaks indicates number of steps. I write point here. The number of peaks in the energy reaction diagram, number of peaks is equal to number of steps in the mechanism. Okay, general diagram will write like this. If it form another rearrangement, another transition state it can form, we write one more peak also. General, basically it is a two-step mechanism. First step is formation of carbocation, which is a slow step, and second step is formation of the nucleophilic attack. That nucleophilic attack is a fast step. Okay, if you observe the energy height here, this is a very much high energy, that's why taking place slow. This energy height you can see, compared to this height will be less, that's why it takes immediately fast step. It can form the final product. Okay, so this is all about the SN1 reaction and mechanism. Now we will discuss about the stereochemistry of the reaction. Now let us see the stereochemistry of SN1 reaction. I am taking one optical active compound. Optical active means which contain a chiral carbon, non-superimposable, and do not have any plane of symmetry. This molecule configuration I am writing as S configuration. The configuration of this molecule is S. It is an optically active compound. When you take optically active compound, then only we can understand the stereochemistry. It may be SN1 or SN2. First step, we know slow step. What is the first step? Formation of carbocation. This bond can be broken, which ionizes. It can form the carbocation CH3, CH3 twice, and CH2, CH3. This is one carbocation formation. So when carbocation formation takes place, next one is what? Nucleophilic attack. I am taking nucleophile here, CH3, CH2, OH. Okay, I will take here CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. Four groups should be different, that's why I am taking the propyl alcohol. This is said to be solvent, also called as nucleophile. Here, this carbocation hybridization is sp2 because the carbocations are sp2 hybridized, and this is having the planar structure. This is in the plane. When this is in the plane, this nucleophile attack from front side, mean from the top, from the bottom also. So both type of attacking is possible from the nucleophilic part. So if nucleophile attack from the front side, mean from the top, we get one product here. If nucleophile attack from the back side, means same nucleophile I will take here, OH, CH2, CH2, CH3. If this attack from the back side, we're from the end. This is from top, this is from the bottom. If attack from front side, the product what we write, what is nucleophile in this? After losing a proton dipole right here, which group is attacking here? CH3, CH2, CH2, O minus. That part is going to attack at this time. So carefully observe this. This molecule, CH3 group as it is, and in the place of this OCH2 CH2 CH3 bonding takes place. This nucleophile is going to bond with this carbon and remaining CH2 CH3, and this is CH3 taken twice. Okay, so actually in this place bromine was there. In this place bromine was there. To the same bromine position, one nucleophile is going to substitute. Same place of leaving group, one nucleophile is going to substitute here. One nucleophile has been substituted in the place of bromine. If the nucleophile has been substituted in the place of bromine, that type of configuration is said to be retention. This configuration is said to be retention. When configuration do not change, this is yes, this is also yes configuration. There is no change. Groups will be same. Only in the place of leaving group, one nucleophile is going to substitute. That is said to be retention. If you attack from the bottom side, the product will be CH3 and here I write here, that is CH2. The bonding group, newly bonding group is what? O CH2 CH2 CH3, and this is CH2 CH3, and this is said to be, and here I write CH3 taken twice. Observe these two configurations. This is towards the observer. You see these two configurations. The groups here completely inverted, has been reversed. Here these two are bottom, here they have been upward. So the configuration has been completely inverted. This is said to be inversion. Inversion. If it is a R, we write this is yes, this is a R value. Okay. If the reactant configuration is yes, product configuration also yes, that is said to be retention. If the reactant configuration yes, product configuration R, that is inversion. When groups has been reversed, inverted. When strong wind come and attack the umbrella completely becomes reverse, inverted. So that type of configuration is said to be inversion. The groups are completely here down, here these are up. Means we can, if you want, you can write like this also, CH2 CH3. But here, the place of leaving group, we are getting the substituent, that is said to be retention configuration. So inversion, retention together, we write this as racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. Racemic mixture molecules having optical rotation. What is the optical rotation of this molecule? R configuration will rotate the plane of light from left to right. S configuration molecule will rotate the plane of polarized light from right to left. So now when these two are mixed, equal proportions, that is said to be racemic mixture. You understand one point in this case. Whenever nucleophile is going to attack from the top and from the bottom, possibility, if you observe this, the possibility of the nucleophile to attack from the front side is equal to the possibility of attack of the nucleophile from the bottom. Okay. So front side, if you attack having the 50% chances of this nucleophile to attack from the front side, the same 50% chances also there for the nucleophile to attack from the bottom, because this carbocation is the planar molecule, sp2 hybridase. With the molecule in the planar like this bond, nucleophile can attack from the top side and from the bottom also. Two types of possibilities are there. Front side, if it is a 50% chance, from the bottom also it has the 50% chance. So the product retention, if you get 50%, inversion also you get 50%. When both are having 50%, that is said to be racemic mixture. The equal molar concentrations of the retention, inversion are said to be racemic mixtures. Okay, the equimolar concentrations of the inversion, retention are said to be racemic mixtures. Racemic mixture net rotation becomes, net rotation is equal to 0. Net rotation 0. This is having the rotation. It is also having rotation. This is having the, suppose clockwise rotation. it is anti-clockwise rotation. Both these rotations are get cancelled by each other. When the rotation get cancelled by each other, net rotation become 0. When net rotation becomes 0, they are said to be optically inactive. These are optically inactive. Racemic mixtures are said to be optically inactive. So this is the stereochemistry of the SN1 reaction. You have to understand the two important points. In the stereochemistry of SN1, mechanism will be the same, formation of carbocation. After formation of carbocation, nucleophile, it has two possibilities. It attacks from the top and bottom, or front side, back side. Front side, the possibility of the attacking of nucleophile from front side is same of the possibility of the nucleophile from the bottom side. That's why we get the equimolar concentration. This we get 50%, this also we get 50%. In the place of leaving group, if you write the nucleophile, that is said to be retention. In configuration do not change. If it is S configuration, this is also S configuration. If the molecule has been changed the configuration, mean opposite of the leaving group, as it is attacking from the bottom side, we get the inverted configuration. This is said to be inversion. Okay, so as both are having 50% each, the net rotation becomes 0. When the net rotation becomes 0, that type of mixtures are said to be Resvik mixtures. As these two are having the net rotation get cancelled by each other, these are said to be optically inactive molecules. Okay, I will write one more example. Now let us take another example. This molecule is cis. Here bromine, methyl groups are same side, hydrogen the same side. Okay, so cis 1-bromo-4-methyl cyclopentane. This molecule, we know the first step. First step, formation of the carbocation. So this Br is eliminated. We get one carbocation. H positive charge, CH3X. This is the carbocation. After formation of the carbocation, next is nucleophilic attack. Nucleophile has two chances. I already told you, CH3OH is a nucleophile which is acting as solvent. Solvent itself acts as nucleophile. This can attack from the top. After losing a proton, this proton is lost. Okay, I am writing a single step. This nucleophile attack from the top. So what we get the product here? This is CH3 and this is H. And these groups are as it is, CH3 and H. This configuration set you what? The same like configuration. This is cis. CH3 Br on the same side, HH opposite side is set cis. The same like configuration this is also. Methyl group methoxy on the same side, hydrogen on the same side. Okay, I write it like this. If you observe this, CH3. Okay, this is also said to be cis. So it is said to be retention configuration. Okay, so another possibility is what? It may also attack from the back side or from the bottom. After losing a proton, this proton has been lost. So this nucleophile attack from this position because this carbocation having the lobes above and below the plane. Okay, this bond is what? This bond formed by 2 electrons. So after losing a 2 electron, this orbital is empty. Front side can attack, can form the new bond. Back side can attack, can form the new bond. Both the possibilities are there. So front side it can attack, back side also it can attack. Now if you attack from the back side, the what we get the product in this case? HOCH3 and this is CH3 and H. If you observe these two CH3, OCH are opposite side. HH are opposite side. This is said to be trans. And it is completely opposite of this reactant configuration. So it is said to be inversion configuration. These retention inversion both are said to be racemic mixtures. Racemic mixtures are said to be optically inactive due to net rotation become 0. Okay, this is the complete stereochemistry of the molecule. Now let us see some examples, okay, which explains about the nature of alkyl halides, which will be the better reagent for the. Now let us see in each pair which will be the better substrate for SN1, which will react more fast by SN1 mechanism. First one, among these two we have to answer, among these two each pair we have to see. This is primary. I already told you order is what? Tertiary greater than secondary and primary. This is the order of reactivity of alkyl halides towards SN1. This is primary and this is said to be what? Secondary. Okay. Among primary and secondary, secondary is more reactive. This undergo fast by SN1 mechanism. This is tertiary and this is secondary. Among tertiary and secondary, tertiary is more reactive in SN1 mechanism. This is a primary. This is allylic carbocation. Allylic. After losing this Br, here we get positive charge. Allylic halides are resonance stabilized. That's why this is undergo more by SN1 mechanism. This is tertiary. This is tertiary. Both are tertiary. When both are tertiary, which undergo more fast by SN1 mechanism? In that case, we have to verify the leaving group. Here, leaving group is chloride. Here, leaving group is iodide. Among halides, which is the better leaving group? Weak bases, that is said to be I-. So, leaving group order I already told you. Leaving group order I- is the better leaving group, then Br-, then Cl- and F-.